right spirit. You anticipate that so will the competition be as the two tacticians here get to have a quick exchange before the competition proper gets underway. As things will line up here. Well, the opposite number, that is Brima Traore, also rings 7 changes to his squad. Out goes Iago Sagari, Ouadrago, Zograna, Kabore, as well as Traore and Ouattara. In comes Cedric Badolo, Blati Traore, Simpore Aziz Ki, and you do have Lassina Traore among the host of 7 changes rung in.
Yeah, you can see Burkina Faso have a lot of quality, a lot of depth in their team, so they're very comfortable with all the changes that they have made. And I expect all these players to come out there and give it their best and give us a very, very thrilling game of 90 minutes of football.
Also, just to lay the land as it stands at the moment, Sudan are in 3rd place, played 2-1-1, lost 1, and they have a goal difference of -2 with 3 points to their name. The team they take on, the Stallions, are in position number 2, have also played 2-1-1, lost 1. Their goal difference is 0. So pretty simple. A draw means it stays as it is. A victory for either of these sides catapults them into 2nd place, which is arguably more desirable to go into the next round of the games. And a defeat, well, we would not extol that long enough. It's already very dire consequences for that.
Yeah.
Referee gets us underway. In the all-white are the Falcons of Sudan. Well, the Burkinabe Stallions are in green with a slash of red in there to keep them going. And right off the onset, looking to attack.
If it's anything to go by the national anthems of both these countries, we're expecting a big battle here, because both of their national anthems speak of the pride and the fight that they have to give for their nation. So we hope that that is going to be translated onto this field of play right now, and we get to see some good football from both teams.
Looking to launch that ball, Ali up front. Yogi, you know, goal is going to be one of those men to look out for. Lassina Traore is the other that is expected to shoulder the burden today of looking for dividends up front. Man that does ply his trade for Shakhtar Donetsk. He's only had about 46 minutes in total in this tournament so far. He's had to play a big piece to the likes of Kabore Issa. As well as Pierre Kabore, who plays for Hearts of Midlothian. Tonight starts on the bench. He's been their preferred man up front as there's a foul. 2 players staying on the ground. Will need some medical attention.
Yeah. I think with both coaches being aware that Walter awaits them in the 2nd round is very, very tough encounters, he decides to give his regulars a bit of a break just to get them fresh, because he knows either way, whatever comes after this, it just gets tougher. So he will want everybody to have a run and give the other guys a bit of a rest to get themselves back into shape.
James Kwesi Appiah has had to model his squad right after his own image, more or less, consistently talks about the team as a family, especially given the fact that some of these players haven't been home in years.
It is
empty clearance. There's a player on the ground. The referee will now halt play momentarily. Amin Omar, just to attend to the player on the ground. Brahma Traore knows that the expectations are pretty high here for the Burkinabe Stallions. They expected to put up a stronger showing and probably try to rewrite a bit of the history behind them here, because they've only faced off once with Sudan. That was in the African Cup of Nations 2012. That time, Sudan beating them 2-1 and going on to progress from Group B. It was Group B at that time. Guess who else they progressed with? Côte d'Ivoire, the team that they also have.
Indeed, a team that they could actually face in the next round as well. So they definitely want to get over the line here and progress further into the tournament as they did in 2012. I mean, if you look at the history of Sudan, they actually have been one of the African giants of football, you know, with their former champions themselves. and they would want to get back to those glory days that they used to have. So they will be looking to build up from there, and they want to give a good showing in this game. But Burkina Faso have also been a team that has been in and out of this competition. They've had some good teams in this competition, though they have not won anything yet. They would definitely want to change that record sometime soon.
Our play momentarily having a pause just to allow one of the players of Sudan here to receive some medical attention. More played back to the goalkeeper. We've had a change in the goalkeeping department as well, as Mohamed Aboja takes the place in the sticks, and is preferred here to the man that was in on the last encounter. Quick pass, instantly cleared away. Well, neither team settling into a rhythm just as yet as that ball rolls out, and the instruction is pretty clear there from Brahma Traore. Settle down, get the ball on the ground. Having it in the air is not really going to work for the game plan. Burkina Faso prefer to play a pacey game, but it's always a grounded game.
Yeah, you see they always want to control the possession and just maybe make them outwork their opponents, but they're up against an opponent that is very determined here. Is going to go to the wings and put in those dangerous crosses and try and get themselves the chance to score the goal. So it's going to be a very difficult game for both teams, but I think as we go, we're going to have a clear picture of who will come out on top here. Whoever dominates the midfield is definitely going to have the better of this game.
Well, the referee is not amused with the pressure in the ball here, so looks like we'll have to call for another ball to have a go about with.
They had some good skills from the referee there.
I'm telling you.
He wishes he was on all of the teams.
Ibrahim Lati out onto the wing, looking for Gyogi. Through the center of the park, Lati Traore receives the pass. Looking for Saido Simpore out onto the flank, and there's a hold up here. It's not going to give them a chance to just roam free in the wings. Sudan showing some good mastery of how to handle those wings, and there's a bit of a coming together there. Ibrahim Blati Traore throwing hands inadvertently, and it looks like extracting a bit of a price here, and another quick stop. Yeah, hasn't really gotten into a rhythm just as yet, as Joha Otenyal is now on the ground.
Yeah, Torre just looked like he got the face of Otenyal then. That challenge, a little bit of a slap there, that is always very, very sore. But good to see him get back on his feet.
Well, both these teams lost to Algeria. Sudan losing 3-0 in their opening game. Burkina Faso faring no better. They won their opening game against Equatorial Guinea 2-1, a result which, by the way, set Equatorial Guinea on their downward spiral. But when they faced off with Algeria, that was in the last matchup they had. It was a 1-0 loss that automatically guaranteed the Desert Foxes would make it to the round of 16. Well, they're in action right now against Equatorial Guinea. Equatorial Guinea with nothing to play for, except pride, of course.
Yeah, I mean, they've had a very proud record in the last 5 AFCONs that they've participated in. They've always gone on to make at least the quarterfinals. So to have gone out in this fashion really, really is a setback for them. And they want to at least go home with at least a point out of Algeria. It's going to be a difficult game, but anything can happen in football.
That's a long ball forward. Looking for Asen Kouassi. Still continuing to shuffle positions. Kouassi and Traore. Or Toure, sorry, that is Ibrahim Toure. The ball goes over the line. We're going to have quite a bit of a long evening here, trying to make things work out in their favor. Nazin Mohamedine, the one that applied the pressure and rightly reaping the dividends as well.
It's going to be a very, very hard battle in this midfield. They both have some very good players in the midfield, very, very physically strong. Whoever manages to dominate the other should have the upper hand. But so far, very, very evenly poised. You can just see they're just trying to fill each other out. No one really taking control of the game. But we can already see that the game is going to be played also in the wings, where both teams have got some very, very quick wingers.
One thing is evident, Burkina Faso need to find a way to play against Sudan. Sudan is perfectly happy disrupting rhythm.
Yeah.
They are perfectly okay with creating the chaos and knowing that when their moment comes, they'll look to take advantage. Burkina Faso somehow must adapt to whatever chaos that Sudan is going to throw at them. And it's no surprise for the moment they're denying them a rhythm.
Yeah.
Hoofing that ball clear, making sure they put it away and not allowing them to get onto a settled pattern of play.
Yeah, but I think this type of game suits Burkina Faso because they don't have to really go out there and win the game. They're already on top but go different. So if Sudan want to finish off second, they're going to have to be the ones to try and get the win here. So whatever happens here, Burkina Faso just has to better the result of Sudan, which is not losing, basically.
Stefan Azizki finding Edmond Tapsoba. Has support on the flank. The ball is quickly cut out. Asen Kouassi wanted to get onto that ball. Easy pickups. Well, they're really piling the bodies forward, just having one player staying at the back in Youssoufou Dayo. The rest of the other outfield players are all within the half of Sudan. And that's definitely going to make for extra pressure. Captain Yasser El Tayeb is putting that ball out, and we do have our very fast corner kick of the game after 10 minutes of play. Burkina Faso will look to pile it on. Stefan Azizki whips it in. Ooh, well, it looked like for a moment there it actually had a pattern where it was heading to. Jobak Yesa leading the counter-attack out of the flank. Amar Ibrahim attempting to probe that ball forward, but interception works well enough in favor of Burkina Faso. Cedric Badolo.
You can already see Sudan look like they want to play on the counter-attack with their wingers. Very, very fast break. But so far, Burkina Faso look like they're up to the task.
So another free kick in quick succession for Sudan. It's a foul here by Youssouf Dayo. Burkina Faso now falling back as a unit. Goalkeeper, one of the more experienced players that they do have on the pitch, was quite present for the last African Cup of Nations, is back again. Hervé Kofi is on the bench. Well, it is Poka who's actually in the sticks tonight. Man that plays for Angers in France. Kwaku Kofi.
Yeah, Burkina Faso have to watch out for those set pieces from Sudan. That's where they'll actually got their last goal from. They've got some very good height when they go forward, and they have a very good delivery set pieces. So it's going to be difficult for Burkina Faso if they don't pick properly when they are defending these set pieces.
And back to the goalkeeper, and now to build from deep. Abuja Mohammed goes searching. That's nodded away. Oh, hacked clear. Who's available? Pick up in the midfield. It's a chance now to try and impose themselves after a dozen minutes played, and there's another clipping at the ankle. The referee says a fair challenge, despite it being a bit robust.
It is going to be a very physical game as well in the middle of the park. Both teams are quite physical, and they'll have to man up and be able to take these challenges that are going to come here. And you can see the referee is not really a man of the whistle, so they'll have to know that some of these challenges will go unchecked by the referee.
Burkinabe is alternating positions, and Saidou Simpore will be a man that they have to keep a big eye on, constantly altering positions and starting the patterns of play from back. Tapsoba will also be in there. This is Gyogi, tries to get the ball played up front. Yeah.
He just couldn't weigh the weight of his pass there. Tried to play 1-2, but the pitch is a bit wet, so you need to really weigh the weight of your pass. Otherwise, the ball just slides out of play and allows Sudan to restart and have a breather.
So taking his time before getting this restarted, Aboja Mohammed to the midfield. A player brought to the ground. Referee Amin Omar says, get up and carry on. Physical game, it will be. Only touch finding its way to Edmond Tapsoba through the center of the park. Inviting game it is for Lanti Toure to play the game. Toure once again gets onto the ball. Not seeing a lot of Lassina Traore just as yet, as the ball is nodded back, and it's an inviting one. Twisting and turning up in the midfield. Tapsoba. Defensive duties left behind, now going forward to look for attacks. Key. Traore, Lassina. Still unable to control that and muscled off the ball. Aboja.
Sudan is going to have to watch out for Bleti Traore, Bleti Toure, and Stefan Key in that middle of the park. They're very, very smart players. They like to play these little passes in the middle, and they can always find their range. So they'll need to go a little bit tighter whenever they are in possession.
Tapsoba starts the move once again. Burkina Faso in the first quarter of an hour already mounting 12 attacks. And they haven't really had much to show for it in terms of testing out the goalkeeper just as yet. This could be the opening as Stefan Azizki gets in. There are numbers in the box area, attempts the cross. Free header! First attempt, first time he appears on the screen. And Lassina Traore plants that firmly into the back of the net. One shot, one kill for the Shakhtar Donetsk man. And that was sublime attack from the Burkinabes. And they now have the lead.
Yeah, very poor play there in the middle of the park from Gadin. He just tried to hold on to the ball. Wasn't very sure what to do with the ball, and he was pressed high. Burkina Faso won the ball, went on that quick break, and it results in a very, very good headed ball from Lassina Frank Traore. But a very, very good play from Kulo area as well to bring that ball to finding Frank Traore there. What a good finish from them.
No.
Awad Zaid was caught in two minds as the counter-attack was sprung here. Aziz Ki with a presence just to dink that ball into the box and waiting in acres of space. Lassina Traore just plants that brilliantly into an empty net. And Burkina Faso have reaped the rewards for their intensity of the first couple of minutes.
Yeah, Gadin should know that that sort of position, you don't play around with the ball. You just, if you're not sure, rather you clear it out, just you can give yourself some chance to start defending again. But he tried to hold on to the ball, got dispossessed, and now he has his team losing this game.
Well, trailing for the moment.
Yeah,
Stefan Azizki. Oh, he's a fancy player, very consummate in his abilities, and knows that he definitely has the ability to beat multiple opponents at a goal. The man that actually plays right here in Morocco, and no surprise that he has a legion of fans, plays for Wydad. It's this very stadium that he calls home.
Absolutely. He would definitely want to showcase those skills that these people in Morocco are used to seeing, and you can see he's a very good player, very quick feet, very intelligent as well. He will definitely be one of the players to get Burkina Faso over the line in this game.
It's curious. Tonight they play as the away team here. Then that'll be a little awkward that he gets to go to the away dressing room when he's used to being in the home dressing room. Yeah, go to the vents. Cedric Badolo, Yusuf Dayo, Tapsoba. He's going to hold that clear because at the moment it looks like Kofi is not feeling at 100%. Have Kofi Goalkeeper here of Burkina Faso seems to have a bit of a pain in the thigh. That's why he seems to be signaling for the medics here after 18 minutes. Burkina Faso doing the utmost to make sure that they lay down a marker pretty early in this game. The team that lost to Algeria, which, by the way, that loss snapped their 7-game unbeaten streak across all competitions. It had been 6 wins and 1 draw until they faced off with Algeria.
Yeah, Algeria themselves, a team that didn't do well in the last AFCON tournament, who want to rectify their mistakes, and already their talisman Mahrez is showing them, leading them the way with 3 goals so far in the tournament and cruising into the second round comfortably. They actually already have a lead as well, so I think they want to finish off very, very strongly and make sure that they get a favorable draw in the second round. Though I don't see any team being considered as weak among the teams that are going to the next round.
The first 19 minutes of had a chance here for both teams to quickly catch their breath. For Burkina Faso, chance, of course, to put themselves in the right stature, given that they've already picked up the lead. But there's a very animated discussion that's ongoing, both on the bench of Burkina Faso, but also on the pitch for Team Sudan. They try to figure out how they'll have to bounce back in this particular one. Sudan, of course, a team that literally have had their struggles at the African Cup of Nations so far. They ended a run of 5 winless matches with that victory over Equatorial Guinea. If you want to trace back, the last victory they had at the African Cup of Nations was way back in 2012. Surprise, surprise, it was against their opponents tonight, Burkina Faso.
Yeah, just look at that replay again. Casual with the possession there, Gadin. His team concedes a goal. Very, very good play.
Well, Mohamed Kessera also would probably be one to take a bit of stick here. Should have paid attention to the man that was lurking in his background. They already had committed numbers forward to Stephen Aziz Ki, so they could have easily kept the ball away. But here comes another chance and a snapshot. Another quick break here. And Traore is definitely weaving his brand of magic here, trying to get Serek Ak into play.
A good run there from Erie. You could see he's been trying to do that the whole game. He tries to catch his head and make that run, and he has finally been found. Unfortunately, he could not find his range of shot, but he's been making that run, and we are going to see more of that run because that's one of his trademark runs. So watch out for that run from him.
Kalu Ire just play the game here for Freiburg. The run of goals was extremely pacey as we get confirmation. Algeria currently in the lead against Equatorial Guinea. Burkina Faso now have to turn on their defensive blinders. And they get in. That was a little sloppy, and that's a penalty. They switched off, and Sudan get the dividends for perseverance. It looked very clumsy, most unlikely, but that's been Sudan. They know no other way than to keep going, keep plodding, keep trying, and they've been given their reward. Penalty, if they can convert it, would bring this game right back to stage 1. A couple of defensive errors here have been the hallmarks of the game.
Yeah, but I think Hevre Kofi there just made a really mess of that one because he caught for the ball and he should have gone in diving because he could see that the Sudanese striker was chasing that ball, so he had to make a decision whether he was going to catch the ball or clear it, but he chose to go and shoot the player, and unfortunately for him, fouls the player and penalty to Sudan. And now he has to do the difficult job of putting this penalty away.
Well, James Kwesi Appiah can barely look at the pitch, and Kofi continues to protest his innocence, but the referee's decision is made. Amin Omar making it pretty clear that any further protests could attract even heavier penalties here. And it's the man that earned the right to take it from the sport that will step up to dispatch of it. Al Ghazali Noor Mohammed could get the second goal here for Sudan. As up, takes the shot and it's wide. It's always a lottery with the penalty. Sometimes you hit, many times you could miss. This is one of those opportunities where it's the latter rather than the former.
That is a very, very poor penalty. No power. It didn't seem to pick his spot. Oh, such a bad miss from him. But lucky for Kofi, who looks like in so much pain and would definitely want to be substituted right now. He actually went the right way. He could have actually saved that ball. Lucky for him, he just missed the target. But very, very poor penalty from Al Ghazali to level this game for his team, Sudan.
Well, the man that actually plays at Al Ahly Tripoli in Libya came on as a sub in the last match against Equatorial Guinea, a match where Sudan coincidentally picked up their first goal. None of their players has a goal to his name as yet, because in that game, it was an own goal that gifted them the victory. This probably would have been the first one, but might have to wait a little longer. Kylian Basba Nkemia is the man that is warming up here. Does play for Adolteg Hang in the Netherlands and could be thrown into the deep end here if Kofi is unable to continue. As we get another look at the build-up and the run into that penalty, I'm not certain, having never been in such a particular situation, I'm not certain where it went wrong. Was it the technique? Was it the choice of power? The choice of power, the execution as well, I mean, he had all the time to actually pick a good spot and just take it properly. But like you've mentioned, they have not yet had a goal scorer in this tournament. He was probably a little bit desperate and nervous, wanting to put his name on the goal sheet, and he rushed his penalty and just kicked it out. But no excuse for a poorly taken penalty. The pressure will now be on him to try and make amends for that miss. Well, Kylian Nikiema is about to come on if Kofi cannot get back to his feet. Just about 8 caps under his belt here for the 22-year-old who plays at Ador Den Haag. He's actually born in the Netherlands, but opting to represent Burkina Faso. That's where his entire career has been at the moment. Makes very regular appearances. If you look at the last season that Den Haag has had, about 19 appearances in there with 7 clean sheets to his name. So would definitely present a very viable option if he were to come in for the vastly experienced Kofi. 2 shots each between Sudan and Burkina Faso, but it's the solitary goal that counts as the Burkinabes will once again look to romp into attack. Toure sets the ball forward. Now it's hacked clear by the defense. Sudan realizing that Burkina Faso are committing numbers forward every time they race their way towards the attack. And the counter-attack, especially using the Route 1 avenue, could be a very viable option.
Yeah. Dayo. They're trying to go up the wings, just finding their range as yet. They'll need to do a lot better if they want to get back into this game.
Aziz Ki out to the flank, finding Cedric Madolo. Dribbling away from one, looking to attack. This is Toure, looks for the 1-2, still has possession here. Toure in the box area, looks for the cutback. There's a Caesar clearance, and that just gets the ball away and gives Sudan a momentary reprieve. Key play back to the defense. Burkina Faso will have to build again.
Some good play again there from Kulo Iri and Plet Toure, combining very well, but Toure could not just find him with that last pass. Tried to give a cutback, but just didn't have enough power on that ball. And Sudan are lucky enough to have cleared their line.
Tapsoba, bit casual with his movement. Simpore finding Badolo. Dolo up front for the industrious Stefan Aziz Ki, who's dispossessed this time round. It's a long searching ball for Sudan. No guarantees that it will settle well enough. Here, there's the ball here looking for Toure. Toure, the center of the park. Powerful build here for Miree. Strong, physically imposing, extremely swift, and also has some very deliberate movement on that ball. It's going to be quite a handful for Team Sudan.
Yeah, and very quick as well. He's a very, very willing runner.
Once again, they look out for him, but that's a little too much asked of him. Ball rolls out here, and that's said to be a goal kick. Brahma Traore will definitely take the positives in these first 29 minutes of play so far. Yeah, given a chance to the would-be fringe players to come on, and they've started off very well. Except for a moment there, it looked like they might have dropped the ball. They've had some very good slices of luck that have kept them in the lead in this one.
It's always good to have fringe players that you can rely on to get your result as well. This is what we are seeing so far from the Burkinabes. They always have had very, very good depth. When you look at their bench as well, very good team that they have, and they will be hoping that this could be their year as well to put their hands on the trophy.
It's a throw in. It's half an hour of action. Still the solitary goal. Burkina Faso, that separates the two sides here on New Year's Eve.
What a way to enter 2020.